Hello everyone, welcome back to the Love in Riyadh show. Today is May 12th, and today we're talking about a surprising shift in World Cup 2026 ticket prices that suddenly makes one Saudi match way more accessible. And then we're zooming out to look at 10 years of entertainment transformation in Saudi Arabia and how everything changed. So let's start with the World Cup, because for the past few months, the conversation has been pretty consistent. Tickets are expensive. Really expensive. We're talking thousands of dollars for certain matches, which made a lot of fans feel like the World Cup was slowly becoming out of reach. But now something interesting is happening. The Saudi versus Cape Verde match in Houston has dropped to around $200 for entry tickets. And in this World Cup, that actually puts it among the cheapest games available right now. And it's not just a random discount. There's been a wave of criticism online about pricing, with fans calling out how unrealistic it's becoming to attend. And it looks like that pressure is starting to have an effect, at least for some matches, because suddenly games like this are opening the door again. And honestly, this specific match could end up having one of the best atmospheres. Saudi fans don't need much encouragement to show up, Nigi. So when prices drop to something even slightly more reasonable, they take it seriously. And you can already imagine it. So a strong Saudi presence, a loud crowd, that kind of energy that actually feels like the World Cup, not just a polished, expensive event, but something real. And that's kind of the point, because the World Cup has always been about people, fans, moments, not just who can afford the most expensive seats. So even though a lot of matches are still sitting at those high price points, games like this are giving fans a real shot again. And that shift, it matters more than it seems. Now, speaking of moments people actually get to experience, let's zoom out for a second, because if you compare Saudi Arabia today to how it was 10 years ago, especially when it comes to entertainment, it's almost a completely different world. And a big part of that story goes back to 2016. That's when the General Entertainment Authority, GEA, was created. At the time, entertainment on that scale wasn't really part of everyday life yet. Then Vision 2030 came in and everything accelerated. And when we say accelerated, it really flipped the script. Concerts, festivals, massive seasonal events. Suddenly, things that used to feel rare became normal. And then came the scale of it all. Over 30 world records, huge productions, events that didn't just happen locally, but actually put Saudi on the global map. At this point, Riyadh isn't just hosting events, it's becoming a place people look at to see what's coming next. But what makes this even more interesting isn't just the events themselves. It's the people behind them. GEA has trained over 140,000 Saudis to work in this industry, which means this whole transformation isn't just imported. It's being built locally by Saudi talent at a global level. And then there's the variety. You've got something like Aitar Al Kalam, which leans into culture and spirituality. And then something completely different, like Riyadh Winter Wonderland, rides, games, high energy, a totally different vibe. And somehow both exist side by side. That's what this past decade has really been about, making sure there's something for everyone. So when you put it all together, you've got a World Cup match finally becoming accessible again, giving fans a real chance to be part of something global And at the same time, a country that spent the last 10 years completely reshaping how people experience entertainment on a daily basis. It all comes back to the same thing: access to moments, to experiences, to being part of something bigger. 10 years ago, a lot of this would have sounded unrealistic. Now, it's just normal. And honestly, it still feels like this is only the beginning. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for tuning into the Love and Riyadh podcast as part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcast from.